Hi everybody, I've got a giant keratin plug, chunky keratin plug for you in this one. So this is actually my patient. My name is Rhys Barber. I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates.
And my name is Taylor Green and I'm the other audiologist here.
So this plug was rock solid, tough as old boots, as we like to say here in South Wales. And you can see I've got the Rhys curette in here, and I'm trying to chisel a little bit at the top of this plug.
I can see what you're trying to do. We're trying to just create that little gap, just bring it forward.
You got it. And this, look, I've even got
nothing.
So this is the Rhys hook now. I've switched to the Rhys hook. It goes in. And I thought, oh yeah,
it's just going to break it apart.
You know, yeah, you can see it coming, can't you? You can see it's going to happen.
See it.
So it just breaks all the way through. But look how tough that plug is. Now, I'll give you a bit of a backstory to this patient. They do have to come through about every 6 months to get this done. And this time, the plug was front to back. So the back end of this plug is actually on the eardrum. So it's actually the skin of the eardrum that's coming. You'll see it when we finish up in a bit. But there's layers of dead skin. And as they try and come forwards, it just accumulates in front of the eardrum, and then you end up with this really tough, thick keratin layer.
God.
No clear explanation as to why this is happening for this particular patient. It's probably down to, I would imagine they've had some kind of issue with their ears at some point. It's interrupted that migration process, and we've ended up with this very, very dry layer.
Gosh, it's surprising how quick it builds up. Like this is 6 months. I mean, I've had a few people coming in recently saying, "Oh, I had it done I was only like 3 years ago." I'm like, only?
Yeah, no, that's a long time.
Yeah, that's quite a while.
But the other thing, what makes this, I always say this about every wax removal, but this makes it a little bit more difficult, is because it's so solid, if you put pressure on the top, that pressure gets immediately transferred to the base of the canal. So any pressure you put on the top is like pressing something against the skin of the ear canal, which is really tender.
Yeah.
But I'm really struggling here. I'm looking for anywhere I can get some purchase on this wax. And it's that, oh, there we go. It's that difficult one where it's too hard for a Jobson horn, but there isn't quite enough kind of solidity, if you like, to the wax to be able to use the Rhys hook effectively.
It's a weird consistency, and I hate these ones myself, especially when it's chock-a-block, when it's completely full. Yeah, very, very tricky. It wouldn't be so bad if there was like a little gap above. You could just get over, scoop it out. Doesn't always usually work that way either, to be fair.
It's a bit like lamination in pastry.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I was watching the stand-up to cancer break off the other day. But it is like that lamination where it almost kind of, you imagine these layers coming off the drum rather than kind of, the only way I can describe it really is the skin normally migrates off the drum and that forms the ear canal wall skin. It's almost like these are coming off in sheets, and these sheets are kind of, so we end up with this lamination afterwards. So when you try and pull something through it, it kind of breaks those layers apart, and the tool slides through the layer then, unfortunately. I'm trying really hard here. I'm switching up tools quite a bit. You notice I haven't really used the microsuction a lot in this one. I don't think I have at all, in fact. No. Usually I've got to tidy up if it's really crumbly and brittle, but look at, so you can see how the jaws just clamp straight through that piece.
Yeah. Just like squashes it out the sides.
You got it. You got it.
Really, really difficult consistency to remove this one.
Because it's adhered to the canal wall as well. Because skin naturally wants to stick to other skin, so it's kind of around that canal wall. It's really firmly attached on the sides and the back, and then you've got this layered effect in the middle. Yeah, not a good one.
And like you said, even though it's kind of soft enough that you're breaking through the center of it, it's not quite, I don't know, it's a weird one. You wouldn't really be able to get a decent grip with a suction. Like I said, it's
this patient has actually appeared on social media before. It has appeared on our social media before. I remember once doing it, and it's like this, and once I took it out and it came out as one husk, a complete, almost like a complete keratin cast of the ear canal. It's only 1 7. I managed to get the tool in, pulled it, and the whole thing came out in one piece. Look at this. You can see
that's
fighting that left-hand side off the canal. It just doesn't want to budge. And there is a reason I'm not putting oil in. I know for a fact that when I put oil in this particular patient's ear canal, it doesn't make a blind bit of difference to this keratin. It doesn't budge it. Because of the hairs you can see right on the outside edge, that's all I'm going to do if I put oil in here, is I'm just going to end up obscuring my own view, which isn't going to make things any easier. It's not going to have any beneficial effect. No. And that's the nice thing about getting a consistency of care for a patient, seeing the same patient a lot, is you get to know what works and what doesn't work for them.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah, it is just... I'm trying to find a bit of light at the end of the tunnel here. And it's a long old removal. The amount we take out at the end as well is phenomenal.
Oh, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's not really going anywhere at the moment.
No. You can see me trying to find something for the hook to hang on to. Yeah. Or even I'm trying to lever off the canal wall there. Now there I started to get a little bit of movement. You can see it just pull forward.
Just from you can see the left starting to move a bit as well. Yeah. Oh, there's a nice piece.
Yeah. And I'm trying to use the bottom jaw of the forceps here just to lift this off the canal. Oh, there we go.
Nope.
No, you can see it's all going to jam into the end of the forceps. It's just not going to go. We do start getting some bigger, chunkier pieces in a minute. I tell you what would probably work right. Have you seen like where you see a lot of the sort of Asian ear cleaning channels?
Oh, with the
kind of flat spatula. It's because the earwax is very, very different in Asia. You get a much drier type of earwax. So those kind of spoon things work really well, whereas sort of European earwax tends to be a little bit softer. So this is a more unusual type. So most of our tools are geared towards a softer type of wax.
Yeah. Ooh, here it comes.
Well, the front end came off. The front end, it did pull it all forward slightly. I think that wasn't there a second ago.
Yeah, going back to those channels with like the flat sort of spatula, like you said, they tend to do a lot of ear infections, isn't it? A lot of like all the hyphae, isn't it? Like really deep as well, and just looks painful.
I don't watch as many as I used to watch. Is it Dr. Zhao? I used to do that one quite a bit, but I haven't seen that one for a while. Actually, I think
this is just a random one that pops up.
There's a lot around the street. There used to be another one. I say he, it might be a she, was doing it, and they were recording from the outside. So they were kind of looking for the outside, nothing inside the canal. They were kind of picking it away that way. Cool. Yeah, I need this to stay together now, and that'll give me a much better. Bit wiggly for a couple of different reasons. The patient's talking to me as well at the moment, and I'm actually out of the canal here, so that's where the camera's a little bit more wibbly.
I was just going to say maybe get a little tool over the top of there, and that looks like it's mobile enough now to start.
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
There you go. Chunky old plugs, this one. Look at the depth on that. Now when you take a look, you'll see now, and sorry, it's because I've got to get this piece from the outside edge of the forceps here, but when we move this out of the way, you'll see the eardrum beyond in a second. But look at the consistency and the colour of that canal wall. How very different that looks now. It's got that kind of, rather that pinky texture we know, or colour, sorry, not texture, pinky colour we normally get. It looks like this sluffy, kind of dry bits of old skin all over it.
That grey sort of like whitey colour,
Getting there, we're getting towards the end of it now. I can see this last bit is a little bit more mobile. I'm just trying to secure a good enough grip on it to pull the whole thing out.
Looks like it's holding on as well.
Yeah. It's strange. It's like as if the migration doesn't take place and the skin just comes away, the surface of the skin just comes away and dries off, and then you've got another layer underneath it, so it all kind of compresses in.
Like a book.
Yes, you've got it, the pages of a book, Oh, nearly. I'm aiming for that gap there. I'm trying to pull this down enough to be able to get the gap. But every time I try and go in there, just because of the angle of it, it sort of pushes it further back.
Yeah. Oh. That's frustrating, isn't it? It looks like it's about to come out and it's just not doing anything.
I think we get it. There you go. Now we're getting it.
A white will be underneath there now. Yeah, look at that.
That's that kind of fresher skin there. We've got another piece. There was a lot actually that came away. Now we're starting to get to that. You can see that softer.
Yeah.
This is what the layers would look like originally before they started to dry out in the center. It's a much softer, almost looks wet.
Yeah.
That skin. But look at this. That was a heck of a clearance that was to come out.
Bit of a mixture of colours there as well.
There's a lot in there. There's a lot.
Oh, look at that.
So you can see now what I mean about the canal wall. So I'm just going to tidy up some of these bits and pieces here. Let's get rid of these softer.
It's the first bit of microsuction you've done.
I know, yeah. It's like I didn't bother the rest.
No.
I was not going to touch it. But look at that canal and how this forms. Now he's actually gone a little bit longer this time than he did last time. There we go. So you can really see just how these layers are kind of forming on the canal wall, how they're coming away. See, I'm trying to get this piece off the top. There we go. All very mottled colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very mottled. Well, guys, ruler shot is coming up. But if you enjoy the videos, don't forget you can always like, heart, share, follow, and subscribe for me. That'd be fantastic. If you really like the videos, become members of the channel. You get to see even more of these videos every single week. This was difficult because this is a very soft piece here, and it just doesn't want to come away yet. And I'm almost pressing.
You got
So pressing. I think at one point here, I think I do just press a little bit too deep. There, just that little tiny jerk. Then it's because it's difficult to gauge here where that soft skin ends and the fresher skin underneath begins.
It's just a layer of skin on bone as well.
Yeah.
It's super sensitive in that area.
So just gone in, I've managed to catch a piece here that's dry skin with a hair running all the way through the middle of it. So it's kind of like a stick of rock. It's nearly there, so just peeling these bits off the outside. So you can see these really dry pieces here coming off the canal wall. There's a few hairs embedded in this, which is what's making it look that kind of like there's almost like a granulation in it. And there we go.
Yep.
And there's the eardrum, so let's have a look. So that is what we removed.
Wow.
That's 2¼ inches worth of keratin.
6 centimetres.
It's a beast in there. Well, guys,
Fair play.
excuse me, sorry. Thank you very much for watching our video again today. If you do, I don't know, a bit. As always, guys, take care of yourselves. Until next time, as always, guys, take care of yourselves.
Take care of your ears.
Almost.
I know it's me.
And take care. It's my fault. I keep making it, messing up again. And take care of one another. And we shall see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.